and wanting to share with you a really important topic that I have had so many people come to me about. Almost everybody has expressed this in some way who's joined this group. So I hope you get a lot of value out of it. So our topic today is how to break the cycle of past pain and hurt. So you've probably been through some kind of pain or hurt in your life. Maybe you're actually going through pain and hurt at the moment, and you're not sure exactly what to do about it. And what I'm going to talk about today is how to overcome that pain and stop going around in circles with it, like ruminating on it, thinking about it all the time, thinking about what happened in the past, thinking about that person who hurt you, obsessing over what it means and what you could do differently and what going back in the past and what you should have done or could have done or would have done, right? Shoulda, coulda, woulda. It's not good, right? But we all get in those cycles. I get it. I've been there too many, many times. And today we're going to talk about what you can do if you've been kind of going around on a hamster wheel in circles over and over again and not knowing how to get off and actually live a life you love, to love yourself, to love other people well, to get into healthy relationships. So I look forward to sharing more about that with you. First of all, I want to ask you a question, and I'd love for you to answer in the comments. Are you somebody who has been going in circles, kind of like you're on a hamster wheel in your mind, of pain and hurt? Have you been going in circles with the pain and hurt in your life and you don't really know what to do about it? If that's you, just comment me or yes in the comments because I would love to know who out there is experiencing this, who is going through a lot of pain and hurt right now and just struggling. So, what do we do when the pain and the hurt are just difficult? What do we do? And first of all, I just got a little distracted by my phone. Thank you for understanding. So, my name's Alana Palm, and I'm actually the creator of the Set Free Academy, which is a transformational Bible based program that helps Christian women heal from past pain and hurt so they can really stop people pleasing, stop seeking validation from others, and finally love who God created them to be, which can be easier said than done if we've gone through a lot of pain and hurt in our past and we don't really know how to overcome it. We know we're overcomers, we know we're victorious, and how do we overcome that pain, right? So, even though a lot of Christian women have a great life on the outside, so from someone looking in on your life, they would think, wow, she's got it all together. She's got a good job, she's got a great family, she's got, she volunteers, she's involved. So they see you that way. But inside, you know something's not right. You're still in the people pleasing cycle. You're still looking for validation from other people. And it makes you sad and frustrated when you try to have healthy relationships and you're still not getting the love that you want. And if that sounds familiar to you, you're not alone. So, how can you not feel overwhelmed and frustrated when you do everything you can to make everyone else happy and you're still not getting the love you want? That pain, that hurt is still deep down inside, and you're not getting what you want from people. You're not receiving that love that you really desire. And we all desire love. Love, God is love, right? So we want that love. But the problem that we sometimes run into is that we look for that love in other people. We look at how they feel about us, what they say about us. If we do enough for them, do they look at us with approval? Do they love us? And we get in this cycle of it, especially if we've gone through trauma in our past where maybe as a child we were raised in a household that was maybe very hot and cold or had high expectations, or you were put in a role that, as a very young age, you didn't really feel was fair, or you were put in a role where if you showed up a certain way, you were looked at with approval and validation. I know I certainly was. And I just want you to think about staying till the end because I will be taking questions. If you have any questions and you want to maybe go through some of this with me on our live video, you're welcome to do that. I'll also give you a way to get in touch with me at the end of the video if that is something that you desire as well. So again, we're talking about how to break the cycle of past pain and hurt. And if you're like a lot of women I work with, you have had a cycle going on for years and years, and maybe part of you doesn't even realize how much that's affecting your life. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to start today by telling you a little bit of my story and how I used to go in circles, just stuck in the pain and hurt of the past, trying everything to solve my problem and like who I was, but it just wasn't working. And then we're going to look at why we try so hard to look for the answer, why we're like searching and searching and trying everything we can to find the answer to healing. Then we're going to look at what we can do to stop the painful cycle. So, whole bunch of stuff today. So grab your tea, grab your coffee, grab your smoothie, whatever you're drinking this morning. Maybe it's evening where you are, and just get comfortable because this is going to be a really amazing lesson for you today. So, like I said, I've been receiving a lot of questions about this and how you can actually overcome the pain you've gone through and not be stuck in that cycle, right? So, a little bit about me. I spent my life in a lot of pain and I tried everything to solve my problem. Once I realized I had a problem when I was 16 years old, I searched through everything. Self-help books, anything I could get my hands on. I went to therapy. I went into different religions and belief systems and tried to find the one that would suit me so that I would actually feel good about myself. I looked at Buddhism with enlightenment. I looked at the New Age religion about the law of attraction and how to bring into my life what I wanted and everything in between. And nothing was really working 100%. I would get a few little tools here and there that would work, but deep down in my subconscious, my belief system was so strong about how I was not good enough, not worthy, not lovable, that it was so stuck. And no matter what came into my life, that pattern just repeated over and over again. So I even tried, things like talking to friends, going to personal development seminars, all sorts of things. Maybe you've done this too. Maybe you've gone to, your church group. Maybe you've gone to your pastor. Maybe you've gone to counseling. Maybe you've read pretty much every self-help book you can, and you're still not getting that healing that you want. And really, for me, those negative thoughts and the way I felt about myself caused me to lose myself in my relationships. I expected other people to tell me I was good enough. I put so much pressure on them to love me, so that I showed up a certain way, hoping that I would get back that love from them, which actually puts a lot of pressure on people. And I based my feelings about myself, my identity, my worth on what other people thought of me, which is super dangerous. And I don't know if you do that too, or if I'm the only one, but this was definitely my history. This is where I was at for a long time. And I just want to go into the reasons why if you are experiencing pain and hurt, just like I was in my life, why you might still be in that cycle that you haven't gotten out of yet. So, first of all, a lot of our pain and hurt is actually buried deep in our subconscious. So, it's so deep a lot of times that we don't even know how to access it. I don't know how many times I ask women, what was the trauma or what was the pain in your life that caused you to believe that you weren't lovable? And they say, I don't know. And we just get to dig deeper into that because a lot of people have buried it into the subconscious where it stays, where that's why the cycle keeps repeating because it's stuck in there. And we need to bring it into the light and actually allow God to come in and heal it. But when it's stuck so deep down and we're not aware of it, it's very difficult to bring it into the light, right? And there's actually a book called The Body Keeps the Score by Bessel van der Kolk, and it is phenomenal. If you struggle with not just emotional pain and hurt, but also pain physically, a lot of those emotions get trapped in the body. And Bessel van der Kolk talks a lot about trauma and how those things get stuck in the body. It's a beautiful book. So, another reason why you might be holding on to that pain is because you're so used to it that you don't even know if something different is possible. You have been in this pain for decades, maybe, and you don't know how to break out of it. You don't even know if it's possible because it's just been something that has been most of your life. It's been going on for so long that it just became a part of who you were. Third reason is because you have looked outside of yourself for healing. You've looked to the books, to the therapy, to personal development groups, to other people to actually heal you. And even though those things can be super helpful, I do not knock self-help books. I don't knock therapy. I think those things are wonderful. And guess what? You have all the answers inside you. You actually don't need to go to those books to find the answers. But there is something that is super helpful to access what's going on in your subconscious, and that is somebody asking you the right questions. And we're going to go into detail into that a little bit more. And the fourth reason is because you really haven't fully pressed into God and trusted Him to heal you. And yes, you trust Him, you follow Him, you're committed to Him, you're a Christian woman. And do you truly believe Him? Do you believe His promises? Do you trust that He is bringing good in your life? Do you trust that He is for you? Because we often think we trust Him fully, but my question for you that I asked one of my clients a few days ago actually is, what accusations do you have against God about who He really is, about His character, about what He's doing in your life? Just something to ponder. Do you trust that He is so committed to you, that He loves you that much, that He wants to set you free of the pain? So again, just some things to consider. So why do we look all around for answers? Well, first of all, it gives us hope. We want to hope. We want to believe that healing is possible, that we will be broken free of the pain we've experienced in our life. Second, we really want to get better. Most of us don't want to stay in that place, even though it's comfortable, even though we've been in that place for so long, we really don't want to experience that pain. We want to get out of it. Third reason is we think someone else has our answer. So like I mentioned, we often look to friends, look to other people for advice because we think they're going to give us the answer that we want to hear and we are going to be able to move forward. But the truth is, that's not how it works because something called cognitive dissonance kicks in and we actually look for evidence for the things we already believe. So if you believe you're unlovable, no matter how many people tell you that you're lovable, you're still going to believe you're unlovable. Why? Because that belief system is so ingrained in you, you can't see anything different until you heal that wound. So that's the third. The fourth is we actually try to do things as cheaply as possible until we realize that we're just stuck on the hamster wheel and can't get off. We look for solutions in really inexpensive ways. And we don't really invest the time or the energy to move forward into something that will work, that we know is going to work no matter what it takes. So it's just kind of that motivation to really do what needs to be done. So, what can you do? First of all, the answer is inside you. So, you can stop looking outside yourself. I finally realized, excuse me, that it was God in me that I could access anytime. And all the beliefs that I had literally stacked up over the years had gone into my subconscious. And what I needed more than anything else was somebody to ask me the right questions to allow me to go deeper than I ever had before. So those answers were inside me. All my answers are inside me. But until somebody asks me the questions and allows me to reflect and really think about what those answers are, it's easy to just go on autopilot through life and not really address those things. So they were able to just pull those things out of me that I hadn't consciously thought of, and that made a huge difference. So you can stop the cycle as well. And this is probably the most important thing, by abiding in Him, abiding in God, by looking inward at who He created you to be, all your gifts, all your talents, your identity, the way He created you perfectly, how He knit you together in your mother's womb. And that actually helps you to break apart your belief systems because God created you perfectly at birth. But then things came into your life, into your mind, into your heart, painful things that caused you to think differently about the way God created you. So it's all in your mind, but your thoughts become your feelings and often get buried in your subconscious. So those happen. I mean, a lot of that happens when you're, between age 0 to 5, right? So many studies on how much your brain develops at that age and what a difference it makes. Most of our programming is set within us by age 13. I think it's about somewhere between 80 and 90% of our programming is set before age 13. which is crazy, right? So in a lot of ways, we might be children walking around in adult bodies, which is an interesting concept to think about. How often do you speak? Do you act out of a place of like a child, right? And there's no judgment. I do it too. I notice it too sometimes when I get frustrated about something. I'm like, okay, this is kind of like my 5-year-old self getting frustrated right now. Um, and so really, abiding in Him allows you to gain the awareness that will help you live with that abundant joy and peace in the spirit and be able to deal with anything that comes up in your life, in your relationships, from a place of self-love, from a come from of I love myself. I know I'm worthy, and I know I have a lot to offer people. And trusting in the Lord to provide and sustain you, not looking to other people to do that, which we often do. And again, that comes from childhood because when we're children, we look at people to provide for us and sustain us, right? We need them to. We need our parents to love us. We need to, ensure we're not abandoned. And when we're children and we feel like we might be abandoned, that's when we get into a people pleasing cycle because we will do anything to not be left. And we will do what we need to do to make sure other people are happy so they don't walk away from us. So this is kind of what perpetuates the cycle. And a lot of this healing, what you can do about the healing, comes from looking into your mind and heart and playing detective. So I help my clients with this a lot. I work intimately with them to dive deep and uncover the belief systems inside them and break them apart so they can really see clearly what the truth is and stop going in circles in their mind and heart. And I go deep with you into areas that you probably haven't accessed in years or maybe even decades. We uncover what's going on inside through thought-provoking questions and experiential exercises designed to help you understand yourself and break through and release those limiting beliefs, that pain and that hurt that's been inside for so long. And then we work on renewing your mind and aligning with God on every level so you can live in the spirit instead of focusing on the physical world. So I think about Romans 12 too. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so you can test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will. Sounds pretty awesome, right? Imagine if our mindset was transformed that much that we could really understand God's will for us, what He wants for us. And if you've tried everything and you're still feeling like you're spinning your wheels, you're trying to overcome your negative thinking patterns and pain and hurt from the past, if you know that this has been sitting down in your subconscious or deep down inside you for so long, you've tried everything and you're just tired, you just want something that's going to work, then I would really encourage you to comment below and just say yes. Just say yes, me too. I I really understand you, Alana. I understand how you feel because I'm in that same place and I'm ready for breakthrough. Because until you're really ready, you're not going to do it. Because we're so committed to our belief systems that we're not going to reach out for help, really, truly, something that's going to work until we are 100% committed. So if you're in that place, then I invite you to book a set free strategy session with me. And in this session, what we do is we basically start to uncover what's going on inside you. So I ask questions to help you see kind of what's been going on in your subconscious, pulling out some of those things that have been buried for a little while in a safe environment, a very confidential environment. And then after you've gained a bit of clarity, we help you see how you can release those things and really align with God and His belief system for you. The one that it's always been there, but maybe you haven't fully stepped into the truth of that. And then we talk about the Set Free Academy, which is, like I said, my transformational Bible-based program that I go through with you. I walk alongside you and support you and love you and pray for you and guide you through the exercises that are going to help you break free. And it's all from a Bible-based perspective. So it's all based in scripture. It's specifically for Christian women who want to break free of the pain and hurt, stop the people pleasing, and stop seeking validation in other people and finally seek it from God and who you really are within. And again, if you have questions about this, if this topic resonated with you and you say, I just want to know more, but maybe you're not quite ready to book a call yet. That is absolutely okay. I completely understand. And you can put your questions in the comments and I'll be answering them over the next few days. And I just want to say thanks for coming. Thanks for joining me today. And again, I just encourage you to know, have a deep knowing and a deep trust and faith that you can break free of the cycle you've been in. 100% possible. And it means that you get to commit to it. It means that you get to believe that it's possible. Deep down, intrinsically know that it's possible. And that's what God wants for you. So again, I love you. I thank you so much for spending this time with me, for listening, and I hope you gained some wisdom and clarity from this into what you can do to start to break that cycle of pain and hurt. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. If you connected with this content and it helped you in some way, please like, subscribe, and share this video. Also, check the description below for special gifts just for you. See you in the next video.